I had a dream, a vivid and realistic dream. I had a friend when I was in college called Zahir. He was from Africa, and his parents were, I think his father at least was Muslim, and he was from the Middle East. His father was from Oman. So he was black, and he had a father that was Omani, which is kind of black in a way too. It's another kind of black. There are different kinds of blacks that we don't know about a lot of times in the United States. So Zahir and I and his friend and a woman were on a bus, and a bus represents going along with the flow, doing what everybody else does, basically, along with the crowd. And as we're going along, I gave people windmill cookies, or type of cookie. It's supposed to be kind of Dutch, I think. It's kind of like windmill cookies are about like this big, like this tall, about that wide, and that tall. Windmill cookies. And Zahir was saying that some white guy behind me that I gave one of my cookies to was a jerk. I guess he was saying he was prejudiced, bigoted. And Zahir's friend proposed to the woman. They're all black. It was I, of course I'm white, and I was white in the dream. And Zahir was black, even though he was half Omani. Omanis are still black. And there was a black guy and a black woman. And we're all on a bus. We're speaking English because I don't know Arabic and I barely know Swahili. I passed out the windmill cookies. There was a white guy behind me that was bigoted, and there's my friend Gary. He's about my second best friend in the world. My second best friend in the world, Gary. He was from Bloomington, Indiana, but he was from Arizona. They're doing some nasty things to him because he's a Christian. Some nasty things. I won't go into it. And so Gary was, I don't know, I talked with Gary, and it was just a good time to talk with Gary. And we were going. Okay, the bus represents going along with what everybody else wants, and going along with the crowd. My friend Gary represents my best friend, and Zahir was my other friend, who turned out to be, like most people, I mean, just not a very good friend. But he was probably better than most, Zahir. So we're going along, and then his friend talks about wants to go on a whitewater raft trip. And so we go down a whitewater, or I guess that's why we're on the bus. We go on whitewater rafting, and we're going around rocks, and I'm in the whitewater too, going down a river. And I'm trying to miss around rocks. I think there might be alligators in there. I don't know how they're alligators or crocodiles or whatever they are in there in the river. And we come out one part, and it's like there's like kind of turquoise, or kind of like or maybe turquoise tiles on the side of a cave by the by the river, and it's like tiles, and you just cave, and you go up an incline. Oh, and Zahir's friend proposed marriage on the bus. So he got married to this black guy. Got married to was getting married to a black woman, or proposing marriage. And we came out. We came out of the river, and I said, "This is where the Bereans were." I said, "Paul went up this way." And so I don't have a lot of time left on my camera. I don't know, and I just woke up. I don't know how much time I have left, but it gets down to low. It starts losing minutes a lot quicker than a minute. It'll lose minutes very quickly. It is the 8th, 2020, March 8th, at almost 4:30 in the morning. I'll see how much time I have left as I go. But I remember it was very important to me. We were going by the river, and we came out of the river, and there was like turquoise or like blue green, cyan colored, like light cyan colored tiles, light colored cyan tiles, blue green, and we came up. It was like an incline, like maybe somebody built it with a truck or something, in a way, but it was not modern. But it was, the incline was very, very even. And we walked up there, and I said, "This is where the Bereans were." I said, "Paul went this way." And that was about the end of the dream. So I'll try to figure out what it means and maybe title this video. It was good. It had my friend Zahir in it. It had my friend Gary in it, my second best friend in the world, Gary. Just a great guy, Had marriage in it, had blacks in it, including Zahir, if you include Zahir, because he was half black, half African black, what we call your typical African black, we call it over here, I guess. Even though he was black completely. He was a dark-skinned man, but his father was from Oman, I think. His mother was from Africa. Interesting dream. Bereans, marriage, my friends, a waterfall. Waterfall has to do with sexuality, male sexuality. A bus has to do with conformity. So I try to put all this stuff together. And Bereans have to do with the people that check the scriptures daily to see whether what Paul said was true. So there's a definite Christian aspect to it, definite marriage aspect to it, definite reversed aspect to it, because I'm white, and there were 3 people on the bus that were black that were featured prominently in my dream. Okay. Thanks for listening.